Good morning to all of you. I am Neetu Gahlot. I am working as an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. Today is my fourth lecture of bio, and the topic covered in this lecture is epistatis and inhibitory gene interaction. Yes. So today my topic is epistatic gene interaction. As we know that there are gene interaction. In the gene interaction, there are the two types. First is the intergenic or the intragenic. So here we discussed the intergenic interactions. In the our last lecture, we have already discussed the complementary gene interaction, supplementary gene interaction, and duplicate gene interaction with their their phenotypic ratio. As we know, according to the Mendel's law, that Mendel gives its third law. The name of the Mendel's third law is the law of independent assortment. It means that here is a fixed ratio with a dihybrid cross, that is a 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. But after some time, it is by the experiments of the others, so that conclusion is that there are no fixed ratio of dihybrid cross. Rather, some other types of the interaction will be possible in the between the genes. So, in this series today, I discuss the epistatic gene interaction. So, epistatic gene interaction means in this type of gene interaction, the effect of one gene is dependent on the presence of more or more genes. कि एक वो फ्री नहीं है, वो दूसरे जीन के प्रेजेंस पे डिपेंड करता है. On the presence of one or more genes, that is the phenotypic effect of one gene is masked by the different gene. It means that one gene is masked to the other dominant gene. So here the gene that does the masking, here the gene that does the masking is called an epistatic gene, and the gene whose effect is masked is called hypostatic gene. So in this type of there are in the epistatic gene, there are two types of epistatic genes. Here one is the epistatic gene and the another is the hypostatic gene. So epistatic gene means the gene that does the masking is called an epistatic gene, and whose effect is masked, that gene is called the hypostatic gene. Here we can say that it is an interallele gene interaction in which one gene masks the expression of another gene. So I can explain with the help of the diagram or presentation, as if capital A and capital B. Here the capital A is code for the red flower color, and the capital B is code the yellow flower color. So both are the dominant character. So if there are the homologous chromosomes, so capital A and capital B are here, and small a and small b are here. Here, the point at which the genes are present, this point is called loci or locus. So capital A is the dominant character and its recessive character is small a. Okay, and capital B is also dominant, but small b is recessive. So here the combination that capital A small a, it codes the red flower color, and the capital A small b is also code the red flower color. Now the capital A and capital B, when the capital A and capital B is interact to each other, then here the formation of, or we can say that it codes again the red flower color. So in the combination of capital A and capital B, here capital A is epistatic gene and capital B is hypostatic gene, because capital A codes for the red flower color but capital B codes for the yellow flower color. And here capital A is mask the effect of capital B. So capital B is hypostatic gene and the capital A is the epistatic gene. So A is masking the expression of B. Now the types of epistatic gene. Epistatic genes are of two types. First is the dominant epistatic and another is the recessive epistatic. In the dominant epistatic, we take the example of summer squash food color. So here it is a very shortly I can explain that in a homologous chromosomes, capital W and small w. Capital W code for white color and small w code for yellow color. Capital Y code for sorry, capital W code for white color and here is the recessive character of W, and capital Y code for yellow color and small y for green color. So here is noted that capital W is the dominant over all the genes. Here we say that I said that capital W is the dominant over all the genes and capital Y is dominant for only the small w and small y. These are the recessive character. Again, capital W is dominant for over all genes and so capital Y is dominant for only small w, small y. So now the parent is capital W, capital Y. It codes the white flower color and small y code the green flower color. So then these are the gametes as the capital W, capital Y and the other gamete is small w, small y. Now the fusion, after the fusion, we find that capital W, capital Y, small y. It codes the white color flower in the F1 generation. So in the F1 generation, it codes the white flower color. And when the self pollination is there, so we find that the gametes are the capital W, capital Y, capital W, small y, small w, capital Y, and small w, small y. These are the male gametes, and here the female gametes. Capital W, capital Y, capital W, small w, capital Y, and small w, small y. So here, these are the combinations. Capital W, capital W, capital Y codes the white color flower. Here again, because capital W and capital Y are present, and then either capital Y, small y, again white flower, capital W, small w, capital Y, white flower, capital W, small w, capital Y, small y for the white flower. And they next here is the capital W, capital Y, small y. It codes the white color flower. Capital W, small y. It codes white color. Capital W, capital Y, small y, white flower. Capital W, small y, small y. Okay. Then capital W, it shows again the white flower. Now come to this here, capital W, capital Y, small y codes for white flower color. Capital W, capital Y, small y, white flower color. Small w, capital Y, small y. Here it represent the yellow flower color. Okay, because capital W is absent here. So the expression of the capital Y is here. Now small w, capital Y, small y is again yellow flower. And the last capital W, small w, and capital Y, small y, white flower. Capital W, small y for white flower. Small w, capital Y, small y for yellow flower, and small w, small y, it represents the only one is represent green flower. So here the phenotypic ratio is in the F2 generation is 12 white, 3 yellow, and only 1 green. So that is the ratio between the white, yellow, and green is the 12 raised to 3 raised to 1. So this is called the dominant epistatic. Means W is the dominant for over all the types of genes, but capital Y is dominant when only for the recessive characters. So now I come to the next topic, that is recessive epistatis. In the recessive epistatis, the recessive allele homozygous condition mask the effect of dominant gene. कि जब वो homozygous condition में होगा recessive character, then it can mask the dominant effects of the dominant allele. So it can be explained by the coat color in the mice. So here the homologous chromosomes, capital A represent the agouti color, that is the gray, and small a for the black color, capital C for the colored, that is the epistatic gene, and small c is for represent the albino. So that here the combination capital A, capital A, capital C, uh, uh, capital A, small c is the albino, and capital A, capital C represent the agouti, and then small capital C, small a is for the colored. So here the uh, crossing capital C, small a is crossed with the small c, capital A. So here this one is represent the color, and small c, and capital A for the albino. And after the fusion of these in the F1 generation, we find that capital C, capital A, small a, and it represent the agouti color. Now here is the representation or chart that the male or the female gametes of the F1 generation, they self-pollinated, and here we find that capital C, capital A, and capital C, capital A, small a, again capital C, capital A. These are for the these represent the agouti, and here capital C, capital A, small a, agouti. They are again agouti. When we find that here the capital C, and small a, they express the colored. Capital C, uh, small c, capital A, small a, again agouti. Here capital C, small a again colored, and then agouti, then albino. Here the recessive character capital here the small c, capital A. So it represent the albino, and small c, capital A, small a, albino, and capital C, capital A, small a, agouti. It colored, it's albino, and then small a represent express the albino. So here the phenotypic ratio in the F2 generation is 9 raised to 3 raised to 4. So in this type of recessive epistatic, there the 9 in the into F2 generation, the 9 are the agouti, 3 are the colored, and the 4 are the albino. Since the recessive allele has suppressed the expression of a trait in the above cross, the epistatis is called the recessive epistatis. So now I come to the next type of the gene interaction, that is called the inhibitory gene interaction. In the inhibitory gene interaction, we take the example of the rice color pigmentation, rice color pigment. So here, when dominant allele of one gene, locus B, capital B, In homozygous condition, it is capital B, and in heterozygous, it is capital B, small b condition. To produce the same phenotype, the F2 generation ratio becomes, it should be 13:3 instead of, what is the ratio of the phenotypic ratio according to the Mendel in F2 generation? It is 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1. So in the inhibitory gene interaction, in the phenotypic ratio in the F2 generation is 13 raised to 3 instead of 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1. So here homozygous recessive, that is small b condition produce different phenotype, and homozygous recessive small b condition inhibits phenotypic expression of other gene is called inhibitory gene action. The gene which inhibits the expression of an active allele which situated at different locus is called an inhibitory genes. कि एक दो डोमिनेंट करेक्टर होने पे एक डोमिनेंट दूसरे के इफेक्ट को मास्क करता है या उसका इफेक्ट को इनहिबिट करता है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड इनहिबिटरी जीन. फॉर एग्जांपल, here in the rice plant, the presence of gene capital P, in a rice plant the presence of gene capital P is expressed the deep purple leaves, and if gene capital I is present, then the expression of purple leaf color is inhibited. Okay, so in the presence of capital I, then the expression of purple leaf color is inhibited and the leaf becomes green. So the cross between the green and the purple, for the green, capital I, small p, it expresses the green leaf color, and small I, capital P, it expresses the purple color. So all the offspring in F1 are green. I repeat again, when the cross between green, capital I, small p, and purple, small I, capital P, so capital P is expressed the purple, and the capital I, when they combine together, when they interact together, the capital I is is inhibit the uh, expression of capital P. So all in the F1 generation, all the offsprings are green. So it was the very shocking result, because in the F1 generation all should be the purple, but here the all are the green. But in F2 generation, green and purple are obtained in phenotypic ratio, that is 13 raised to 3. So here the presentation, that in the rice, here the pigment, rice leaf pigment, the purple is express the capital P, or here capital P is the dominant, but in the for the green, small p, that is the recessive. So here uh, capital P, small I for the purple color, and the small p, capital I for the green color. So when the crossing is here, so in the F1 generation, we find that the all leaves are the all the green pigment. So but according to the law of segregation, there are all should be purple pigment. But we find in inhibitory gene, here the capital I is inhibit the effect of capital P. So the all only express the green color. So in the F1 generation, all are green color. And now the self pollination in the F1 generation, so that there are these are the female gametes and the male gametes. So gametes are the capital P, capital P, small p, capital I, and small p, small I. Now, again the female gametes are the capital P, capital I, capital P, small p, capital I, and small p, small I. So after the crossing, here we find that capital P, small, so capital I. Here the it should be purple, but it is green color because capital I is inhabit the effect of capital P, so it represent the green. Now capital P, capital I, small I, again green. Capital P, small, capital I for green. Capital P, small I for again green. And the combination capital I, for green code, capital P, small I for purple code, capital P, small p, capital I for again green, capital P, small I for again, it represent the purple because capital I is absent here. So it express the dominant character of the capital P. So it shows the purple leaf. And here the capital P, capital I, again green, capital P, small I, green, small p, capital I, again green, and capital P, capital I, small I for green, and then the capital P, capital I, small I for green, capital P, small I, here it express the purple. Now small p, capital I for green, and small I for green. So now here the phenotypic ratio 13 raised to 3. So 13 are the green and the 3 for the purple. So this is the inhibitory gene in which the both where the two characters are the dominant. So the one, in the presence of one, the another is inhibited by the other. So in the absence of the dominant P, the colored pigment is checked. So here in this lecture we studied the parts of gene interaction are, first we study the epistatic gene interaction, which is very important interaction. And here the two types of the epistatic gene, first is the dominant and second is the recessive. So for the um, dominant epistatic, the phenotypic ratio is here, it is the 12 raised to 3 raised to 1. And for the recessive epistatis, the phenotypic ratio is 9 raised to 3 raised to 4. And the another type of the gene interaction is inhibitory gene interaction. So in this interaction, I repeat again that the one dominant is inhibit to the other dominant when it is found in the um, homologous condition. So at the end of the lecture, end of the topic, we find the inhibitory gene interactions phenotypic ratio into F2 generation is the 13 raised to 3. So these two are the important topics of the gene interaction. So please read them carefully, and if you have any doubt, then refer to the notes and contact with me. Okay, thank you.